Where are the passport bros? I was waiting for y'all to come back with wedding rings, show off the beautiful women that you found. And because there was quite a few of y'all that was on this app talking junk, but I haven't seen none of that. You were so quick to boast about finding a woman that wasn't American. What's up? Where the wedding photos?
I think it's fair to say that Kimono one was that was kind of dope, right? That one was kind of dope. Um, to be fair and to say something very real that I've said on the channel before, when people get in healthy, happy relationships, they disappear from the internet. They're not in these spaces. They're no longer going back and forth in the comment section with you. They're gone. If you think the absence of someone on here, of someone that used to be a fervent critique of something, no, they're gone. Like I said on another video, my best friend is happily married, beautiful son, right? He comments on my page to support me. Otherwise, he's not commenting on YouTube. He's not in the comments going back and forth with you. And when you do see his comments on this page, they're actually well thought out reason, like things to say, based off his experiences and actual data. But happy people outside of supporting their friends, and guys, I love and appreciate you guys. They're not on here going back and forth with you over anything. So before we continue, guys, and we won't replay the entire video, maybe except to that kimono one, because that was dope. uh like, comment, subscribe, hit the share button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. The Sicky series continues. It continues, right? And I should be resting, but the show continues, right? All right, let's go into this one again.
Where are the passport bros? I was waiting for y'all to come back with wedding rings, show off the beautiful women that you found. And because there was quite a few of y'all.
So to address just some of those concerns, like when you see these conversations, I get the vitriol, I get the angst, I get the you wanted to prove them wrong, right? And of course, there's the passport bro community is not a monolith. The things they may be saying may be, uniform, but some of them in there are just out there. Yes, they're the worst of your critiques. They're there because they don't have access to women in the United States or from wherever they're from. But for the most part, we've seen the very same argument based against them, formed against them when Pastor Bros is saying, "Yeah, it's the way it is in the West. It's not it." So they're going to decide, "Hey, I'm going to leave. I'm going to try my hand somewhere else." That's a fair thing for people to do while they're able to. When you have the passport, you have access, you have the money, you go other places. And then what we see, instead of saying, okay, right, the adult response to something like that, when they're not trying to bash you, they're saying it's not really working. I want to be fair here. I want to be very fair here. When they're dogging your name as a black woman or as a Western woman on their way out, yes, I get the punchback. I get the no, 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 no. If you're lame here, you're gonna be lame there. In mass, yeah, you go there, and some of these women are some of the arguments say they just want your money, and the reaction is, so what, right? The reaction is the where our culture, our dating culture has gone to when it's all right, and you see big name creators talking about the same thing. The man has to pay for you. He has to put $10,000 in your bank account before you guys even start dating, And oh, who said Sheriff haven't said that, right? um, you have people from running the gamut and sort of looks department. They're saying the same things. Younger women are saying $20 to have a conversation, and men are paying. So if men are saying, this passport bro specifically saying, what's the difference? What's the difference? If I'm going to have to pay here, I'm going to have to pay over there. My money goes farther over there, even when accounting for the cost of the trip. Even for the cost of the flight, cost of hotel or Airbnb, they're saying, I'd rather spend it there because I'm getting something that at least is approximating what I've always wanted. And that's for the ones that you don't like, right? Those are for the passport bros that are the worst of the things you call them. You're just going over there for sex tourism. You're just going over there to take advantage of women that don't have the same rights or advantages that they have in the United States or the Western society. Those are those. And those aren't the ones you've ever wanted, right? To be fair, right? To be fair, those aren't the guys you actually wanted, right? Those are ones that you say good riddance. You hop on a plane, you go somewhere else, and that's now what you do. You go there 7 times a year. That's what you do. You don't date in America. Good riddance. We didn't want you anyway, right? Fine, fair. But what about the ones that just leave? What about the ones that leave and never return? We recognize talent drain or brain drains, right? If anyone's familiar with Puerto Rico, and not say you don't know what Puerto Rico is, but Puerto Rico frequently experiences a brain drain, a talent drain, where people there say there's not enough economic opportunity on the island, so they leave. They come to the mainland. They leave that behind, and Puerto Rico itself suffers from that. When your talented youth leave and take their resources elsewhere, what's left for the actual who remains? So we see that everywhere played out in different sort of senses. Now we're also seeing that happen with those men that have made it, that have the resources, that have created businesses, that have that drive. But now they're saying, myself, of all other people, of all these other passport bros, I don't have to return. I don't have to find a job there. I am simply going to find that next iteration of my life. Those are the men you want. And those are the same men that agree with these other men that you've rejected and say, it's not important to me. So when they say they leave and they get married and they stay there and they build a family, they build a legacy, and they don't look back outside of visa requirements, they don't look back. Those are the ones that you should feel like, this was a loss. This is a talent loss. Think about and connect different conversations. We're the good men, right? We're the successful men. We're those men that meet those requirements. I don't know the percentage, but there is one that have been long gone from the States. Even if they're physically here, their vision is elsewhere. That's how powerful, that's how much, people still want to be coupled up together. When they said the larger growing demographic, or there's a large demographic of single men not looking to marry, not looking to have children, they're talking about here, right? United States. If they can leave and go somewhere else, they'd more than likely take that opportunity. So, oh, yeah, I'd love to start a family here because now it's simply that. I'm getting the things that I want. I'm getting the things that I've said that were important to me. We have to have a more nuanced, a more gracious conversation when it comes down to dating and specifically passports, right? Because the real truth is men have more of an opportunity in the world market than women do, than westernized women do. It's not just a thing of money, it's a thing of expectations, it's a thing of gender roles. We have a society which we've built where we're good, right, to mate with each other, and that was the ideal for such a long time. Now men are taking those same ideals and they're going elsewhere and saying, oh wow, I actually prefer the way we did things before in the past, and this is how they're currently doing this. If that man is looked at as simply as the provider, it's funny that we have a modern sort of twist on things, on ideas here, but we also want very real traditional things on the same other hand. You want a man to pay all the bills. You want him to be traditional, but you also want him to support and invest in your independence. Then you go into some of these places that have not fully accepted this modernization or have more traditional roles and said, I just want to support and love you. Men are saying, I don't know what that feels like, but I'm curious. Of course, there are ones that go there simply to take advantage. That's always going to be the thing. What I want people to understand is when men have become inundated in the Western society of knowing that what you make is so important, so critical, so integral to who you are, and you have to make it a certain amount to be worthy of women, they're saying, I may never make that, and that's real. I may never be six figures, and that's real. But I don't need six figures if I go elsewhere. That's food for thought. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you really super, super, super disagree, why don't you check out one of those other videos and tell me why? Guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.